Well, everybody, the title of this video is It's Always Something. And it is always something. And it reminds me of a book, Gilda Radner from SNL of way, way back, maybe 20 years ago, or maybe even more. She wrote a book called It's Always Something, and I think she died of ovarian cancer or something really, tragic, quickly, or it's, a bad cancer to have, but it's always something, and that's true with life. It's always something. Let me tell you about a story. Well, not a story. This happened recently. I had purchased this sunscreen on Amazon, and it was a spray sunscreen. And I thought, well, that's a really, really good idea, because you don't have to get your fingers, in the cream, and you always end up, tasting you brush your lips with the fingers, and it just tastes awful, or it gets in your eyes or whatever. But I thought, the spray SPF would be really good and easy to apply, and just no muss, no fuss. Well, it was called ELF brand, ELF. And so, I did just like the instructions say, closed my eyes and, sprayed it. And over the next 2 days, my eyes were burning. And I was attributing that to something else, something completely different. And I've always had very sensitive eyes, sensitive to sunlight, sensitive when I wear contacts, sensitive like if I use like some kind of lotion and it has a perfume in it, it irritates my skin and my eyes. So anyway, over the next 2 days, I had this rash, corner of my nose, like bumps, and just a bad feeling on my face. And then my eyes were burning. I was constantly rubbing them. I even went to the store to get an eye wash with the eye cup, and it feels good for, a second. But it wasn't going away. And then I didn't know that the sunscreen was causing the problem. So I used the sunscreen the next day. And then it occurred to me that since you're spraying your entire face, your eyelashes are getting coated with the sunscreen. And anybody who scuba dives or snorkels knows that when you put sunscreen on your forehead and you put that mask on and you take that mask off and you sweat or you're in the salt water and it all comes running down into your eyes, how much sunscreen burns like hell. Well, my eyes were just chronically burning for like 2 days. And, then it finally occurred to me, it's the sunscreen. So, I slept one night, and then I woke up, and I didn't apply the sunscreen. I wanted to test it. Sure enough, that was the culprit. And it just seems like with life, there's always something, whether it's a virus or a cough or whatever. I'm going through this thing. I've got these allergy things going on right now, and I've been coughing, just solidly coughing like all day long, and sneezing too. And I hate sneezing, and it's one of my family's problems. Like when we sneeze, we don't just sneeze once. We sneeze 5 times. And I really hate the attention that it causes. Like, especially if you're in a plane, the looks that you get when you sneeze. It's like, people think you're sick or something, or contagious. It's just really horrifying. And I'm like extra sensitive to, my presentation, or, how people experience my presence. I don't want to interrupt somebody's boundary. And one of those boundaries is noise, a noise violation or a smell violation. I even don't really wear perfumes much anymore because I have been offended with other people's perfumes, and I don't want other people to be offended with mine. Now, if I'm going to bed or something, or just take a shower, I might put on some perfume, but, if I'm going to be around people or like in a plane, I just don't want to impact people like that. So today I was in a plane, a long flight. It was like, 5 hours of total flying. And then the sneezing fits came on. And I was, trying to, cover my sneeze and my elbow against the window of the plane. But, I mean, there's just so many bad things about life. Embarrassments. And there's just so many embarrassments. And I am embarrassed to sneeze. I'm just sensitive to my presentation. And then the burned face. And then the burned eyes. So anyway, I looked on Amazon for feedback to see what other people's experiences were with e.l.f. sunscreen. And sure enough, other people had even worse experiences. Really pale-skinned people with blonde hair. They had rashes, red rashes across their face. And mine wasn't that bad, but they looked like they were almost burned. And so I started to do a return. And then it asks you a few questions. And then it says, okay, call this number or send an email to this customer service. So I called the number. And the number said, oh, we don't have anything to do with the Amazon products. But, you can send an email to the company. So I sent an email to the company. And do you know what they replied back saying? They told me to contact Amazon. So that was just a vicious circle. One person takes no accountability. The next person doesn't take any accountability. And they send it back to the first person. It just blows my mind. So now I've got this product. And I'm going to tell the world now, whoever's listening, that e.l.f. spray on sunscreen is a horrible product. And it's eventually going to get into your eyes, through your eyelashes, or if it's on your eyelid, you're going to rub somehow. And it's just, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't, spray on just doesn't work if the sunscreen is toxic. And most sunscreens are toxic. Lately, they've been producing all the mineral sunscreens, which is zinc oxide. Now, zinc oxide is totally white. And some products are calling their sunscreen invisible. But it's not invisible. It leaves a white film on your face. It's not as white as pure zinc oxide, but it's white. I mean, when I put it on my face, it looked like too light of a makeup or something. It was like not cool. So they're trying to perfect, the sunscreen after what, 50, 60, 70 years. And it's just not there yet. But I did find this mineral based, I don't want to say, it might be copper tone, but it came out of the tube with a little color, almost like a grayish, brownish color. And I really like that product. I got it at Walmart. I like the thicker products over the thinner ones. The thinner ones seem to bleed and run into your eyes, your nose, your lips. And sunscreen tastes bad. That's another thing about that spray-on sunscreen. You're spraying everything on, and, you know, your lips, you go like that or like that during the day, and then you're tasting sunscreen, and it's just awful. So I don't think spray-on is ever going to work, because a lot of the ingredients, and the ingredients that are toxic, start with an O. So be careful. I recommend zinc oxide, even though it's white. You can just put it like on your nose or spot treat yourself, or you can rub it in until, you know, it's not white anymore, but it's going to take a long time. But they're trying to create mineral-based sunscreens. And I think it's because everybody is, you know, getting burned eyes, burned faces, and, you know, the terrible taste on your tongue and your lips with the toxic ingredients. So keep an eye out for the mineral-based. I do like the stick-based. They look like deodorant. The stick-based ones are working pretty good. But, and Neutrogena is always a safe bet. I bought some Neutrogena. They call it a face serum. Now I'm choking again. I can't talk. I've been through a pack of cough drops. You know, everything that you inherit. Everybody, you know, inherits, you know, bad genes from their parents, their grandparents, the whole family line. But anyway, I'm choking now. I can feel like I'm about to sneeze. So check out Neutrogena products, because I think they're the safest at this point. Thanks for watching.